Now, this is the time to welcome and request today's chief guest, Mr. Atte Kaleva. I always say he's well known as a friend of immigrants, a former NATO official, currently a member of the Foreign Relations Committee of the Finnish Parliament, chairman of the Finland-Bangladesh Parliamentary Group. Mr. Kaleva, the suppressed people of Bangladesh want to hear your voice. That is what mentioned Mr. Nijam Mujumdar, to protect the rights of minorities, political opponents, and restore the democracy of Bangladesh. Mr. Kaleva, the floor is yours, and we want to hear your voice.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalam.
It is a very big honor for me to be here. Thank you for hosting this seminar and thank you for inviting me. This is true. I am a member of parliament from the coalition party. We currently hold the prime minister seat as well as the foreign minister seat. So we are, of course, in government. We have a tradition of majority governments here in Finland, and we have a majority government as we speak. I'm also a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. This is also why I have come to know a little bit about what is happening in Bangladesh. And I'm a chairperson of the Finnish Bangladeshi Parliamentary Friendship Group. And this is, of course, the biggest reason that I've come to know. There is around 6,000, 800 people from Bangladeshi origin living in Finland.
No, more than that.
This is from 2024, the consensus. So now we have good reason to believe that the number has even increased.
True.
So in a country with 5.6 million inhabitants, this is a sizable minority. And this is something that we like to welcome, and we like to take people coming from Bangladesh to study, to work, to raise a family, to create welfare for themselves, for their family, their community, and also for the Republic of Finland while doing it. So this is mutually beneficial. Now, when I don't want to go long into detail, but I will take up too much time because we can have some questions maybe. But I will first go into the policy of Finland. In the first part, then I will talk about my personal opinions. First of all, Finland does not really have a presence in Bangladesh because we don't have a representation in Dhaka. We have nobody, or officially nothing representing Finland in Bangladesh. We have the ambassador in New Delhi who is taking care of Bangladesh. This is a problem because so many people from Bangladesh who want to come to Finland, we are creating unnecessary obstacles for these people. When they can apply for the visa online, but then you need to go for the interview and you need to go to New Delhi. Mm-hmm. But of course, the Indian people, they are not happy to let Bangladeshi people come to New Delhi because they want Indian people to get priority access to the visa issues. So this is something that I've been taking up with the foreign minister, like I said, she's from my party. And I said, this is something that they always say in the ministry, that, but because Finland is not doing economically very well, we have had zero economic growth for 17 years now in a row. So we cannot afford opening new embassies. And I said, I can fully understand this. We need to cut the cost. But actually from this embassy, for the employment rate in Finland, for the growth of GDP, by having more Bangladeshi people coming for studies, coming for work, it is actually cost beneficial to open an embassy in Dhaka.
True.
And it does not need to be an embassy in the beginning. Of course, we can have just somebody sitting in a hotel room. We can screw the Finnish emblem with the lion, and they can take the interviews, maybe 1 week per every month, or 2 weeks every 2 months, who knows? So that the people would find it more convenient to come to Finland, because we need to try to get in as much as we can. The economic relations, even though we have had good relations with Bangladesh, it has not been very large in a way, that there is much room for improvement. Now, the official status of Finland has always been and always will be that we need to adhere to the basic human rights stated in the United Nations Convention of Declaration of Human Rights, the Universal Declaration. So we must not accept any level of violence. Of course, every country is free to choose their own political system and how they choose their own leaders. Finland, as a small country, we cannot have any influence on this. But we must adhere to the basic human rights principles. This is a must. No violence, no torture, no intimidation of the political opponents, because this goes against the ethics of Finland as a republic. We are a young nation as well. We got our independence from the Russians in 1917, as you know. Then we had a very bloody, crushing civil war with the people who wanted to join the Soviet Union and the people who wanted to be independent. I would say, fortunately, my party, the people who wanted to be independent, we won. But there was a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of grudges carried, hate, because of the level of violence, that people were killed, families were torn apart. But I will tell you this, 5 years after the bloody civil war ended in 1980, 5 years after that, there was an election, and the party who lost the civil war, they were elected into power. And the transformation of power was peaceful. Of course, people from the winning side, they didn't like it. They said, this is going to be horrible. But they respected the constitution of the young republic. And they said, okay, the democracy, people have voted, this is the result, it was a free election, so this is what we're going to do now. And from this point on, there was prosperity coming, because at that time, Finland was very, very poor. One of the poorest countries in the world. No industry, basically, agriculture, some basic raw materials being shipped of timber mostly. So from there on, the idea started happening. We need to create a nation and instruct and give proper primary schooling to everybody all around. We're a small nation, at that time even smaller. So we cannot have an impact. We cannot push and we cannot enforce anything on other nations, and we don't want to even. But we can, with what weight we have, which is not very much, I have to say, but the weight that we have within the European Union, the weight that we have in the United Nations, the weight we have in the rules-based world order, we must push for the universal human rights to be respected, regardless of what your political affiliation is. Absolutely, this is a must. So now, like I said, we don't have even a representation in Dhaka, so there is not really much we can do bilaterally. This is just a reality. What we can do is, and I think we will do, I will address my party MEPs, members of the European Parliament, and also other Finnish MEPs. And I think this is, I think I can be a little bit bold and speak for everybody, all the parties.
Thank you.
In the Parliament. Because we share this kind of, everybody in Finland shares this basic value. Even though some people are more to the left, some more to the right, we have this political, which is normal. This is normal political system. But everybody adheres to the basic human rights, and the violence, it must stop. Now, my personal view on this issue is a view of sadness, because Bangladesh used to be a low-income country, one of the least developed countries. But before some time, I could see that there was good development coming. Yes. Good development. Economically, of course, having people coming here, like you said, sir, there is this a network of doctors being.
Doctors, more than 100 doctors.
Yeah. More than 100 doctors.
He's also
So we are benefiting. My country is benefiting, but we are also giving back,
yes.
because some of the people who come here to get the doctoral, even to the doctoral level, they can go back.
Bangladesh has very good reputation.
Yes.
More
So
than
this-
100 doctors in a doctor.
So this is this news that I'm receiving now today, and of course I've been watching the situation, unfortunately unfold from the summer. It's very sad. It's creating a lot of sadness. It's not. I'm not taking sides for the Awami, for the BNP, for Yunus, for anybody. No, because this is not my place as a politician.
That's true.
It's a place for the Bangladeshi people themselves to decide.
Yes.
If you have elections planning, I know they're being planned in February next year. Of course, that is a good thing. But if they are preventing one major
But we are
player,
not including all the parties.
if you're not including Awami League, for example, in the elections, then how can you say that this is a free and democratic
Yeah, that is
election?
the point.
That's the point.
Exactly.
This is a problem. So now, number one, the killing needs to stop. The torture needs to stop. The violence needs to stop, and the oppression needs to stop. Number two, you need to have clear, free, democratic elections. This is my point. And like I said, I'm not taking sides for anyone, against anyone. I'm taking sides for the human rights,
Yes.
for
Thank
the
you.
democratic process. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I want to conclude with the remarks, and I'm absolutely grateful to Mr. Kaleva, Mr. Mojumdar, Mr. all other distinguished guests, and I want to conclude with these remarks. With the global diaspora community, Bangladesh urges the unconstitutional Yunus regime to stop political vengeance and repression against the legitimate Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, and ordinary citizens. And one thing, the people of Bangladesh will reclaim their sovereignty, integrity, independence, and freedom of choice. That's all for today. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
gentlemen.